Yo, welcome to another episode of the pod, man. What's up, man? What's going on? You know, we always got to have a check-in update with your boy. Me being the host. See how I'm feeling, man. I'm feeling a little annoyed, man. I did a show recently, even though I was a drop-in. I was dropped in on the show, and I bombed.
You ain't gonna make me leave a loser. I'm bullying until I get off stage. Screw that nigga, he looks like a photographer. Fuck that guy. And I'm out.
You know, super annoyed with that. I hate the feeling of bombing, but it happens in comedy. That's what's supposed to happen. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody's going to get your humor. And sometimes, just like in conversation, you have a misstep and people won't allow you to forget that misstep. You know what I mean? One word out of place can throw a whole set off. And sometimes, if the jokes are just not for that audience, they're not for that audience, man. So, yeah, I, I, I slipped. Thank God it was only like 7 minutes, but still, that shit is annoying as fuck. So I bombed, even though the previous set that I did before, the jokes were hitting hard. They were killing. So I bombed. One of my OG veterans comedians was there. I come off stage. I go outside. The nigga's like, yo, you did this and you didn't do this. And I'm like, yo, fuck. He's like, that's why they couldn't connect. Your ideas, everything you said was funny. It just, it wasn't hitting because you didn't connect with them first. And I'm like, man, fuck. And you got to connect with people, man. If you don't have a connection, then everything you do after that are gonna fall on deaf ears. Or is gonna struggle to do have the same impact you want it to have. You know what I mean? We see it all the time in music where you got guys who are great musicians, great rappers, great artists, and their impact with their shit struggles because they didn't connect first. You know what I'm saying? Connection is everything, especially in comedy. If you don't connect before you start delivering those jokes, man, like I did tonight, you're going to see the same experience. Super rookie mistake. What's even worse about the situation is I didn't even really want to go outside, and I think that's what one other reason why I got up there was on some BS. I like being inside, man, but in order to advance your life, you have to go out of your comfort zone. So, uh, it sucked because I seen comedians that weren't as experienced as me, and they went from being in my face and asking me questions to like giving me hella space. Like, that nigga was trash. I thought that nigga was hard. I'm like, oh. Now, I mean, I don't care. I don't care. They wouldn't judge me off of that. That's cool. It happens all the time. You know, I've done it to people too. Oh, he's not that great. But then when I worked out the kinks, stay your ass over there. You jump ship, then you try to put, man, stay over there. Don't come back over here. And it happens all the time. Motherfuckers jump ship on me. And then next thing you know, I do something fire or I do something fly. They come crawling their ass or creeping up or trying to dap me up. And I'll be like, man, get your weak ass out of here, man. dogging me because I'm human, because I miss a jumper or two. Man, Michael Jordan is still Michael Jordan, even when he had those when he had weak games. And that's the thing too. Like it's hard to um a lot of times it's hard to quantify being better than somebody in music and entertainment without accolades. You know what I mean? Especially if it's not accolades, then it's the money. But then it can't be the money because there's niggas that come into comedy rich that are trash. So, you know what I mean? You got that. That's working against me. So yeah, the dudes they created distance from me. I felt whack. Um all of a sudden my body wanted to disrespect me too, and then I had to run to my car and fucking speed racer to the house because fucking take a shit. And I wasn't gonna take a shit downtown. I tell you that much. Mm, So that was my night. I didn't like it at all. I was upset, but it's cool. You know, uh, this game has its highs and its lows, and this is a part of the game. You're supposed to drop the ball sometimes, and then when you get another opportunity, study your losses. So I didn't delete the footage that I had of myself bombing. So I'm gonna look at that and see where exactly shit started going left, and look at it with a crazy eye. But I did sit in it after I bombed. Got my ass off stage. I watched the next comic go up. Fortunately for me, that comic experienced the same thing. Maybe it was a rollover for me. I hope I hope that's not what it was, but I just want to chalk it up to like maybe it was the audience. Maybe it was the audience. Maybe I'm not whatever. Maybe I'm not maybe it was just maybe it was the audience. I don't know. But yeah, man, so that's what happened. That shit was whack. It doesn't feel good. Um, but it happens all the time. And even I have to remember, like, yo, do not be acting like you better than everybody else, man. If let the people decide who's better. You know what I mean? But that night, who's the better man that night? Because on any given night, just like fighting, 1 minute you can be the king. Somebody fucking catch you with a slippery one, and then you out, and niggas is like, yo, what happened? Mr. Champion, Mr. Unbeatable. What happened? You got beat by Buster Douglas. Remember Buster Douglas? If you don't know, Buster Douglas is the one who beat Mike Tyson, and everybody was like, "No way!" He was like a big upset, but it was also because Mike Tyson was experienced a lot of other situations at the time, so he wasn't really focused on boxing like that. And he beat Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson was so mad he came back and beat the dog. He beat the brakes off that boy, man. But at least Buster Douglas was riding high for out for the short period of time before they fought again. Um, but yeah, man. So I bombed. Nothing to crash out about. Speaking of crash out, man, what's going on with all these goddamn planes, man? This I know it's not happening a lot, but the news makes it seem like it's happening a lot. You got the plane that crashed in Philadelphia. You got the plane that crashed into that or that military helicopter crashed into that plane. And then you got the plane that just crashed in Canada from Delta. Like it's like, yo, are you trying to scare me from flying, man? The airports is already having a big issue with tickets and all of you already got a bunch of issues, man. And they also are lacking pilots, but there are really no programs to help make more pilots. So it's just like, you know, it's crazy. But yeah, man. I don't know, man. I feel like flying right now. Flying is like flying is like raw sex. We don't want to do it. I mean, well, you know you shouldn't be doing it right now, but you're gonna do it anyway. 'Cause you can't go back to just sitting or driving. Man, flying is a luxury experience, and people forget about that, man. Getting somewhere fast as hell compared to sitting on the ground, weaving mountains and traffic and deer and homeless people. Yeah, man. So yeah, man. Hopefully they get this situated, man, because I'm gonna be flying soon. Um, I got some states to touch down in and showcase my talents to in the near future, and I don't want to be waking up in the heavens talking to God. Not yet. I rebuke that in the name of the Father, man. I need to live, um, or I want to live, just so I can at least, accomplish some of the goals I have for myself, not just be some guy. So yeah, man. There's another thing too. The airplanes crashing out. I don't know what's going on with with this thing recently where they've been like really going hard on Jalen Brown, like calling him annoying because he's smart and plays in NBA. Like I don't get the why they why why they're telling him he's too smart to play in the NBA. Like he's smart. He can play basketball. He black men, especially black men, have to be multifaceted. Like what's this thing where he's got to be dumb in order to be a dominant athlete? That's stupid. I like Jalen Brown. He's a no nonsense guy and he does his thing and he keeps to himself. He don't really bother too many people like that. So I'm like, yo, why are they doing this to this man? He's cool, man. He's getting his millions, chilling, banging baddies. He was with Bernice, even though it's not prime Bernice, but it's still Bernice. She's still a legend in the hip hop community and the just the baddie community. She's her daughter is bad too. Her daughter's like I think 24, 25 or something like that. Damn, they're almost the same age as Jalen Brown. um, but yeah, man. I shouts out to Jalen Brown for locking in that Oakley deal too. That was a nice deal because you got to keep that money coming in, man. Athletes get done dirty after their tenors over in the league. Especially the NFL ones. The NFL ones get done the dirtiest, I think, because they can't even be on top of their shit. Like they have to be hurt and maintain the idea that they're hurt in order to continue to get paid. They're get paid when their career is over. So and it's crumbs to what they was making. So what else is going on? What else is going on? What else? Oh, Elon, man, that nigga Elon is tripping, man. Elon is tripping. He's tripping again. Nigga just welcomed his 13th kid. Like, why so many kids, bro? 13? But Elon moves like a guy. He moves like a nerdy guy who's also comes from South Africa. You could do whatever information you want with that location, that location origin. It comes from the formerly apartheided South Africa. Um, Elon is funny, man. This guy, first of all, he's controlling the White House. He became Elon Musk is our president. Donald Trump got elected, but Elon Musk runs the show, man. These guys in the white in the Oval Office, doing doing press conferences with his son, playing around, being goofy and awkward. He he's also been cleaning up the financial institution of America as well. He's been targeting the IRS, something that I mean, a lot of people would love to have done. He's beating the hell out of the IRS, and I'm like, how is he beating you guys, man? Y'all should be auditing the hell out this guy, but he's above the IRS, and he's cleaning house too, man. He's looking at the receipts. He's like, nigga, I'm auditing you now. You bothered me earlier on, asking me to pay my taxes. Now I'm about to be in your ass. So he's been giving the IRS hell, and just um, all the major financial institutions of America, the Treasury. He him and Trump launched cryptocurrencies. These guys are on one, man. So yeah, it's crazy seeing all this happening right before our eyes. I wonder what this means for the American people in the future, man. Because that means majority of us got to start learning how to fight and use those guns. We got to turn into John Wick just in case some weird stuff pops off.
I'll kill them. I'll kill them all.
Elon is tripping, man. He's going after the IRS, fucking them up, killing things off. So yeah, man. He just brought in his 13th kid. 13 kids is a lot, man. This is crazy. He's giving those women better lives, man. Women, those women are crazy and they don't care. They don't care. They're just like, yo, Elon Musk is a damn near a trillionaire if you include his influence and clout that he has. I'm gonna go ahead and have a baby so I don't have to work. And that's what they doing. They having these kids with Elon Musk. Elon Musk is crawling on top of them and heaving himself into them. And he's having the kids, and they're just living in a nice house with a car. Gives them the standard. The standard. Yeah, women don't even care, man. That's a lot of women's insurance policy. Like, oh, failing at life, go have a baby. Make sure he's well off, or make sure that he's a responsible individual so he can work. Don't even care how he looks. Crazy. Yeah, man. All Star Weekend was in the Bay Area, and wasn't nothing to write home about. Steph Curry became the MVP, which is great. Uh, Great for him. But overall, overall, it was the Bay. Whatever. You know, when you do a show in the Bay, It's gonna be E40, Too Short. They let Jello perform his Tweak song. Somebody roasted and said that was the longest he's been on the court in the NBA. Yeah, they're cold about that, man. But he won. He had the last laugh, man. He played in the NBA. He got out of the NBA, didn't fade into obscurity, got millions and millions of dollars instantly after leaving the G League. He wins. We talking mess, but he wins. But then to drift off from my main point when we talking about the All-Star game, this guy goes and has another baby, like another baby mama, like no words, man. I just be like, yo, so you become successful and you immediately go get some chick pregnant? Is that like the new chain? Is that the new chain? Like back in the day, niggas used to get successful when they go buy they go buy a chain. Now niggas get successful when they go have a baby with a random. You like, oh, why? Why are you bringing these useless kids into the fold? Man, I don't know, man. I just feel like, yo, when you get this new bag and this new money, try to enjoy it for yourself. Go get a vasectomy, man. Stop letting these tricks trick you into becoming a bank of them, a bank for them. You know what I'm saying? Ugh. Man, I just don't be agreeing with people's decisions, man. That shit be whack. But anyway, back to the All Star game. The All Star game, everybody was talking about the white boy who won the dunk contest. Apparently, he plays for, I believe, the Magic, or he's plays for the G League team associated with the Magic. So, congrats for him. Maybe he'll get some actual playing time. He only played in 3 NBA games, they said. Um, but he pulled off some dunks, though. Shots out to him. The dunk contest is weak nowadays because people think because the right people are not involved in the dunk contest. That white dude that won the dunk contest this year, he was one of the right guys that should have been in it. But there's a bunch of guys that are super bouncy, pause, and they could easily win that dunk contest, man. It's just that the NBA is built off so many politics as far as like getting into the NBA and getting playing time and being able to sell tickets. It's tough, man. So the top notch guy 9 times out of 10, well, not 9 times out of 10, but um, the right guys that are entertaining, that are fire, a lot of times they don't get the burn, and they don't get into the league to make a dent. So yeah, man, All Star game was whack. Whatever. Another thing that was whack recently. Oh my god, I watched the movie with SZA. What is this shit called? Just one of those days. Oh my god, this comedy should have been given to some girls who actually are comedic. Now Kiki was funny, um, but this just felt like some kind of like off-brand, high-level rollout for and promotion for SZA after she got a Grammy. I hate how compounded things are now, that where people have to have all these things just to be some sort of success. Like remember back in the day, you used to have well, I can't even say that because she's following in the same footsteps as Madonna. Madonna did the same thing, had an album, had a music, and all at the same time. Same with Beyonce. Terrible roles. Like Beyonce did The Spy Who Shagged Me with Austin Powers. She was featuring Austin Powers in which movie Like it's so weird seeing these non like actresses act in the movies, and then they got all these clauses like you gonna be in a movie, you gonna be an actress, you gonna act for real, acting, kiss that nigga. You see actresses get in movies. I remember watching Beyonce and Mike Myers being in the Austin Powers movie, and she gave him the weirdest kiss that showed that they did not have any type of physical chemistry. Um, Jonah Hill and Lauren London, they shouldn't even have been presented as a couple because they did not have any chemistry. They had the CGI to kiss in because obviously Lauren London didn't feel comfortable kissing a nigga, but you're an actress. You're supposed to be able to kiss niggas or don't go for the role. Like, what are we doing? Like, that physical touch and all that stuff, that's a part of making us believe that you guys could be, that we can be absorbed into this world where you guys would actually be together. Just like in the recent movie I seen with Jamie Foxx and Cameron Diaz. They're supposed to be a married couple that are hot and heavy and had kids and lost their spark, and now getting it back by getting back into the spy game and the assassin game, and they don't kiss. Like, what? And I'm not saying like I need them to kiss or on some like porn shit, but I need them to be believable as a couple. Couples are affectionate, man. And even in interracial relationships, the couples kiss. The couples show affection to each other. They don't just be walking around not engaging with each other and being cerebral. Like, come on, man. They're the freakiest couples. The interracial couples, the freakiest couples, man. They are the freakiest ones. It's, it's, it just don't happen like that, man. People kiss. And I was like, damn, this must be some racist shit, man. You do a movie with a woman of another race and y'all don't kiss? Like, what kind of shit? But yeah, so that's one of my things, my takeaways is like, yo, you have to be okay with kissing if you're gonna be an actress or an actor. So yeah, man. I just think that that is a part of the deal. If you're gonna be an actress or an actor, you got to be okay with kissing. Even the dudes are doing it, and I'm not with that. If you can't do it and feel okay with yourself, and you feel like it's compromising your image and your sexuality, then don't do it. But this is a man and a woman, two different colored people. So if that's compromising your beliefs, not kissing for Cameron Diaz not to kiss Jamie Foxx, then good luck explaining that. Um, yeah, man. Uh, what else is going on? Man, this month of February has been like low key, like just super low key. Whoa, there is another thing, and it's another South African. You got Trevor Noah sticking his nose, talking about segregation and how American people should handle American situations. Bro, you're from South Africa, man. You didn't grow up over here. You didn't grow up in America. Just keep your opinions to yourself and be a comedian, man. Talk about how funny it is to you, and what you would do about it if you was American. But don't go like talking on a serious platform and you're a comedian and talking about American African American relations. Just because you black, man, don't mean you know what's going on with us. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think you've done your due diligence in knowing what's going on with us and how and what the current climate is, because there's a lot of solutions that can be implemented, but the current climate is for black people, damn near in America, there damn near is no solution. And the reason I say that is because, and it's sad to say that on Black History Month, but the reason I say that is because every black person is for themselves. You got a couple of black people that are out for the majority, or are trying to push the movement, but they will only push as much as they can bear, which they can't bear a lot. You know what I'm saying? So like when it comes to like voting for a black or speaking out for black, they will do that. But when it comes to like taking action and seceding from any American situation and forming their own black situation and buying from black, doing business with only black, all that, mentally all black ain't created equal. So it's hard to do that. And it sucks to say that on Black History Month, you know, um, because we have classism amongst blackness. You got classism amongst blackness. You got um, black people who are American black, African American, um, but their ties are stronger to Africa because they know where they come from, or their ties are stronger to the islands because they know where they come from, or they are in agreement with those narratives, or they got biracial kids, man. So it's so many different anomalies that make it so hard for black people to move forward because we're not just one group. We're attached to all these different conglomerates and these different groups and people, and we let white people do that to us because we thought because we was under the civil rights movement and we was collectively getting with everybody to move in a certain direction that we thought everybody was on our side, but they're not. They were for their own self-interest, and now we're in a space where these people, all these different groups of people, decide what niggas they want to keep around them. So there is no mass black unity. You know what I mean? There's black unity under other ideas, like there's black unity in the Nation of Islam. There's black unity in um there's the black unity amongst the queer division of the LGBT, because they experience racism within that group as well, so they get together and they uh they stick by each other and help each other behind the scenes and get each other jobs and all types of shit like that. And that's why you have so many of them, and of that group, that demographic, in pockets of in different industries as like as a group too. And then you got the black woman movement, which is the feminism movement, where they figured out white women were using them and playing them for fools. So they just, and they still don't, they still on their own, they want their freedom and they want to be liberated type shit. So they not clicking back up with black men. They're clicking up with themselves and talking shit about black men with each other. You know what I mean? And moving in that direction. So, there's many different faces of the black American experience now. And we don't move in the same direction. So that has to be taken into account when you're talking about black movement, because the black movement is not really moving. It can't really move because majority of the people are just too dependent on the system, man. The system got everybody. Black, white, Asian, don't matter. Got all y'all niggas. And no group is above any other. What is above everybody else right now is money. And due to capitalism, racism will always be there. So um, people click up with people with things that they have in common with. So niggas go, yo, you're black, I'm black, and we don't give a fuck about the movement. Let's get money. We care about money. Let's get money. And these niggas is dumb. They gonna keep thinking that it's gonna be a chance, and they manipulate. They do that to their own people. Every group does that to its own people now. Now I will say this: um, the Middle Eastern people and the Asians, they stick together beyond the dollar more than black people. There's so many black people that will go for the dollar and try to make sense of shit. And it's because niggas all got families. You can't have a movement with families, with kids, with this generation of weak ass people. Movements are only perpetuated by niggas that don't have no family. They're only the niggas that die and get sacrificed. Them niggas don't be having no kids. You look at who were the main motherfuckers in the Black Panthers that was moving. Fred Hampton, he ain't have no kid. He did more at age 21 and was about to have a kid, but he did more before he even had a kid. Now some Black Panthers had kids, but they suffered greatly, and they end up fucking quitting. Look at Tupac's mom. She suffered from drug abuse, and who knows if that was implemented by the government. And she was in and out of jail because of the drugs, and end up having Tupac in jail, and end up getting off the drugs because of help and all this other shit. And it was a lot, And then I think another Black Panther, she went to Cuba, and who knows if she's still alive. They were protecting her for a little bit, but who knows if they just didn't, if the American government was like, man, I hate this, they hate that mother so much, and she over there teaching them. Somebody send a bee in there to poison her. Something, do something to her. Because the government is vindictive like that, man. FBI, CIA, they're vindictive like that. They won't let you get away. They'll let you think you got away, and then years later, they'll just tie you up like a loose end, and then nobody will know what happened to you. So, yeah, man. Um, yeah. And this when you start talking about stuff like that, it's a heavy load to bear, man. You just be like, man, f everything, man, for real. Like, but you can't really. I mean, I was born into this. What can I do? I ain't gonna hold you. I'd rather be born into this than born into um flies flying in my face poverty, and that's the sad part. I'd rather deal with the mental annoyance, because it's not torture, but it's almost mental annoyance of having to deal with the history of having to know that I have to get along with these people. That's the crazy thing. Like, you have to come to your senses and know that Fred had known it best. He was like, I love black people. Malcolm X came to the same realization too. I love black people. Everybody comes to the realization, if you're smart and you really think and you really observe people, and you run into a lot of good people from other places, and you be like, yo, I love black people, but it looked like I'm gonna have to help my black people, but also keep in mind that this whole fight is bigger than just black people. And The whole fight is just greed. It's greed, thirstiness, weird kinks, laziness, all these things. So many different is so many different reasons for people to do shit, like do negative things to other people for their resources, for to and a lot of times they be personal, masked behind a whole group. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. But I appreciate y'all, man. And that's been this episode, man, of I was thinking pod. We're gonna get it together out here. And hopefully, we get it together, we'll be able to experience some type of utopian peace before everything goes to hell. But remember, stay healthy, stay strong in the mind. Um, always have those inner dialogue. Pray to whatever God you pray to. Discipline yourself, because you could have discipline and cry today, or have regrets and cry tomorrow. Either way, you're going to cry. There ain't no stopping that, baby. So, love y'all, man. Peace. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. We out.